considering this took me 10 minutes to attempt to launch it the first time, and then it caught up the second time. And this is made in Unreal Engine, I'm assuming 4, but it might be in 5. So, that joke I made about this game not having all the polygons might not be true no more. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that's gonna get turned down. Okay. Little more. Better. So yeah, we've got the good stuff. Though it is crazy to me to think that they have 3 other pieces. Alright. I'm curious. Oh. Is this immediately following?
Behold, child,
Son of a bitch!
you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice.
I thought we were done
and
with
know
you.
that I am your friend,
You're not, though.
and I am called Elohim.
I thought we got rid of him. Come on, man. Holy shit. Hey, yo, wait a minute. Every single one of these is actually, like, engraved. Okay. Oh. I mean, the plants still look a little weird when you get too close to them, but that's any game. Trees, however, did not get that treatment. They look good regardless of how close you get. Pots are old and faded, so not really much you can do about that. Really? So, I'm confused then why everything ended in the previous game.
This land is but a dream. You will stay here only for a little while. Soon,
Oh.
you will awaken in a new world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation. They will help me prepare your vessel.
So he just has an entirely different lease on how he's going about doing things. Interesting. Oh. Already galaxy braining my way through puzzles. Don't mind me.
Well done, my child.
So, he's less of an overbearingly protective father, and instead is more of an actual, like, guiding figure that no longer really seeks to maintain control over this dreamscape, as he's called it, and more actively accepts his role in being the guide for various autonomous peoples to exist.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are symbols of the process by which our people were created.
Oh!
Do not be afraid of these dream figures and their messages. They are merely aspects of yourself, as am I, after a fashion.
Oh. So the blacksmith is still around. So I wonder then, when we released them from Gehenna, did that send them here? Oh, I've already fucked up. See, what Talos principle was remains the same here. Okay. I'm down with that. So I don't imagine there's going to be any kind of like crazy aggressive things working on here. Oh. So difficult. Ah.
Excellent.
He sounds like the dude from Bejeweled. Awesome. Alright, so obviously we're breezing through these ones, but hold on. Oh, I see. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be that might just be a hole in the wall, but that seems a little too specific to not mention. Ah. No? Oh, but there is a way to get out there, though. Because there is a way to get back in. I'll be interested to know how Elohim will react if he does to something getting out of the trials.
You may linger in my garden for as long as you wish. But remember, my child, that the new world awaits you, and this place is only a dream.
Yes, thank you. I am well aware. So, the fact that there is a fan that allows you to get out seems... Ooh, you can grab it from higher heights now. Interesting. But the fact that there is... Let me see if it makes the same sound. Yep, okay. But the fact that there is, very specifically, a way to get back in that trial tells me that there is some way that you are able to get out.
Very good.
I wonder if it's somewhere in here. Because it feels odd that you that you have this fan over here, or not over here specifically, but like there is a fan that allows you to get back into the area so easily. I don't know.
I am proud of all my children. Out of a world of ruins, they have built a new Jerusalem. And there your brothers and sisters await you to celebrate your birth.
Oh, good. It tells you specifically what ones you're connected to. I'm still looking for that way out, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna find one or not. Like, maybe a cube against this wall would do it, but obviously they're very intelligently choosing where they do and don't allow you to have cubes. I did it. Good to know. So despite the fact that they are in Unreal Engine 5, you still cannot send beams through bars. I'm glad at the very least the rule set's staying the same. Oh. Well, now that's just boring. Oh my god, there's a deselect all button. Oh my god. Yes.
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel. Now, hear my advice. A new world awaits you, full of dangers and mysteries, signs and wonders. Things that I, in my garden, could never have imagined. In that world, you will have to be careful and smart and curious. But above all else, you will have to be human. Step into the light, child, and awaken.
Yeah. They're still here. So this immediately follows the DLC. Wow. So I wonder then if Uriel became a savior. Like the quintessential savior. Because
you're awake.
oh,
Welcome to the world of the living. Oh, you're polite. What a rare combination of traits. If only the algorithm produced more people like you. Oh, but I'm confusing you. Don't worry, everyone is confused at first. You see, we all start out without a full knowledge of our own history, so we have the freedom to form our own opinions. Of course. You want the short version or the long version?
I'm a short version, why not?
All right, let's see. You are a human being. You live on a planet called Earth. Your ancestors were organic, but they were wiped out by a plague. We were created to carry forward their legacy. After the founder left the simulation that was used to create her mind, she founded the city of New Jerusalem and set the goal of creating 1,000 new humans. That took a long time. About a millennium, in fact. And in the meantime, she sadly decided to go into exile. But finally, you have arrived. You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. When you're done, head outside. They're waiting for you. Your birth is quite the event.
The founder, which is the original robot that we played in the original game, exiled himself after creating 100 new people. So, presumably, I'm curious to learn more about Elohim. I imagine they'll probably express him more as like a father figure to all of them, and less like the omnipresent god that he was in the original game.
He was the caretaker of the simulation that created the Founder.
Yep.
When the simulation was completed, he became part of all of us. You will hear him whenever you enter sleep mode. Nothing to worry about, really.
Huh. Interesting.
No one really knows. At first, she was closely involved with everything that happened in the city, but gradually, she became more distant. And one day, she simply vanished. That was centuries ago.
Wow, okay, that is kind of a bombshell. So, are the messages from Blacksmith and Lilith also centuries ago, and the new format that they're going with for creating or testing out the new humans, is that the template that started when the Founder left after everything was erased? Or...
Me? Well, as you can tell by my number, I'm quite old. I wasn't one of the first companions, but I did know Athena personally. She and Cornelius taught me a lot. Although I suppose I've made a few improvements here and there since those days. We didn't have a lot to work with in the beginning.
So... I'm assuming Athena is one of the select few first robots that got assembled.
You've only just been born, and already you step right into a major controversy. The goal, as most people understand it, was fulfilled the moment you were born. Now, New Jerusalem is complete, and we can live in balance, without damaging the world like our ancestors did. That's the orthodox view, I suppose, but there are many who disagree. You'll have to figure out where you stand for yourself. You won't age like our ancestors did, but of course, there is always some wear and tear. You should probably schedule a checkup every decade or so. Oh, and be a bit careful with water. You won't die if it rains or anything, but we're running low on insulation material. I wouldn't go swimming if I were you.
Okay. So...
Oh, one more thing. Like all citizens of New Jerusalem, you have access to the interface, which you can use to read the news, chat to your fellow citizens, and so on. It's a crucial tool, and modular too. You can easily add new functions. Just don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once.
No, I will never use that unless it is plot required. So... Institute for Applied Nomadics, L facility.
Look, it's 1K.
Hey, 1K! Welcome to New Jerusalem!
Shouldn't the mayor be starting his speech?
This should be interesting. At least give him a chance.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, many years ago, when the Founder stepped forth from the simulation, this was a land of ruins. Our ancestors, in their hubris, undermined the natural foundations on which their world had been built. Because of their arrogance, our species found itself on the brink of annihilation. The Founder aimed to set us on a new course.
You never even met the Founder.
Her vision was of a city, a new civilization that would know its limits. It would not repeat the mistakes of the past, nor impose its will on this earth.
That's
To that
probably the
end,
reason
she
why.
set the great goal we have been striving towards. 1,000 new humans. And today we have... Oh dear, what's that?
People of New Jerusalem, I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which was hidden. The flame has awoken and summons you. Who is brave enough to answer its call? We await you upon our island where... Curse you, Pandora. You will not chain me again.
Wait,
I
is that
told
the...
you we should have investigated those energy readings. And I told him there's something up with those structures.
The mayor's just being cautious.
This isn't caution, it's stagnation. Exploration? Too dangerous. Expansion? Too dangerous. We barely even scavenge anymore.
You call it stagnation, I call it balance.
And I call you an idiot.
Here's a thought. Try to be a little more diplomatic when you talk to the mayor.
See what I'm working with here, 1K? I'm gonna need a fresh pair of eyes on this expedition. Someone who hasn't spent several centuries hearing about the goal and the Founder and all that nonsense. If you're up for an adventure, meet us at the conference room.
Interesting.
What's broken now?
All right, listen up. I know you're all having fun down there, but the grid is overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh? What the hell is a jiffy? These bloody language libraries.
It's interesting that despite being, you know, these people who strive to create efficiency and, you know, don't want to produce without their means, that they've produced these extraneous pieces of architecture that are literally just glass and don't serve a purpose outside of just looking cool. I do like the very curved architecture though. Very flowing, like that. So, presumably that city out there is where we'll be exploring later on. We're gonna be going in that door at some point. Yeah, like, these don't serve any real purpose outside of just looking cool. And the only reason they don't get absolutely destroyed by wind...
Hey, hold on there. You're the newbie, aren't ya? Number 1000.
Oh.
I figured the dam would go dry before we reach the goal. I have a question. How does it feel to you to be born with a randomized psyche into a society of autonomous thinking machines which so much resemble their long-extinct ancestors, they've decided it's best that you're the last one ever made?
Wow. Jesus criminy. Right into it, huh? You fuck. Makes me feel very curious because naturally some of them will get into accidents and some of them will die. What then do you do afterwards?
Why?
None of these are really...
Now listen. This meeting isn't strictly happenstance. I have some friends. The kind of people who like to know what's going on with other people. They think you can help each other out. Of course you are. You know how to use the interface, right? I'll talk to my friends and see if I can't play matchmaker. And before you go, a word of advice. Not everything around here is how it appears.
It's very specific number to have your first conversation with. And
Welcome. Do please join us at the table.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you something would happen sooner or later, and you didn't listen to me. And here we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
The issue at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked. We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
they're talking about the rolling blackouts, the rolling brownouts, but I am very curious to know the specific details.
Of course. I'm sorry you've been dragged into this. I'm sure this sort of adventure is the last thing you were looking for on your first day.
Ha! See? A fresh mind is open to the possibilities. Yakut, I think it's time for the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection.
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
I don't share your enthusiasm for the unexpected, but Byron has been requesting an expedition for some time now. And at this point, I'm forced to agree that it's necessary.
I agree.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
He may be the mayor, but I don't like the fact of him being...
Excellent! Oh, this is gonna be fun! Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you set out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea. Have a look around. See what you make of the place.
Why not? I'll go take a look around. So I did kind of get railroaded into here, so... I can't wait to get stopped on the way down. Here we go! Whee!
Attention all citizens. Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being. Thank you, and may the Founder be with you.
I wanted to go see that specifically, now that I know it exists. Where's that at?
Bye.
Where is...
Welcome to New Jerusalem.
Aha. Aww. Boo. So I'm wondering if the 3 terminals are the 3 discs you could have found in the DLC. So I wonder then what number they were when they came out. Like,
Hey, 1K.
Oh wow, it's you. You're 1K, the incarnation of the goal. Man, this is exciting. This is more exciting than I thought it would be. How are you? What does it feel like? Do you know where the founder is? Do you know who Prometheus is? Can you tell me what to do with my life? Sorry, it's just such an honor to meet you, you know? Hey, can I have your digital signature? I have the Mayor, Rand, Linux, Kaneda, and all of the first companions. Except Yemo and Sarabai, of course. No need to be so modest. You're 1K, the one we've all been waiting for. But I understand. The greatest heroes are always humble. Hey, can I ask you a question? Just one question, I promise. I used to make the prefab wall parts that we used to build living quarters. Got good at it too. But now that the goal is complete, I don't know what to do with myself. So I asked the wisest people in town. The mayor told me I should do whatever the city needs most. Helga said I should do whatever makes me happy. I think that's what she meant anyway. And Cornelius told me I need to figure out who and what I'm invested in. You're the culmination of the founder's will. Tell me, what should I do? Thank you for the advice, 1K. It means a lot.
okay. I was about to say, are you sure that's safe to have in a building? Oh, there's just random arranger puzzles for people to do. Because I didn't... No, I can't do it in this game, never mind. Or at least not here, anyway. kind of thing. Honestly, I do gotta get better at these, so. I do appreciate that there's a whole little museum exhibit for it to exist. Oh god. Wait a minute, what? They were not that massive in the fucking base game. What? I don't even think they got that big in the DLC. Is that the hum of electricity or bees? I actually can't tell. Can't pick up that sign for whatever reason. And it's strictly that sign too, like I can't... Yeah, I can't pick that one up. Well, that sucks. Like I'm clicking on it, but it ain't coming out. No. That sort of kills that then. Why not? I'll go take a peek. Oh. Oh, it's this one. Ah, right. That's really funny. I do like how there are actually like speakers up there playing the music. Oh, okay, no. Yeah, I remember this one. It's just a matter of whether or not I remember where the hell the source was. No. Yeah, I kind of forgot to do that, didn't I? Whoopsies! There we go. It's interesting that the Founders' prison has become their, like, dream state. Oh, I'm dumb. It's not quite as obvious anymore that things are getting done. I need to get used to the way that they denote whether or not it can see where it needs to go. That bit's gonna bug me. Because beforehand it was just a nice, concise, oh no, it needs to go from A to B, and if you can't see it, then well, I don't know what to tell you. Woo! I did it! Yay! Okay. Alright, well, unfortunately the main reason why I wanted to actually explore is not accessible this time around, so, yep. Ooh, wait a minute. That seems either like the edge of the city or a memorial.
Founder's blessings.
Oh, is this a founder memorial? No. Oh. I see. That makes sense.
Oh, hello there. You must be the long-awaited 1K. Lovely day for a walk, is it not?
Didn't you notice the Greek man approaching from the sky?
I'm glad you think so. Our capacity to enjoy beauty is a big part of what makes us human. The Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Are you interested in history? How wonderful. I'm not a full-fledged historian, but I do consider myself a bit of an aficionado.
So, Alexandria Drennan was the chick that we heard the recordings from in the base game.
An excellent question. There's so many interesting events to choose from. Obviously, the period just before the end of biological humanity is interesting. And not only from the standpoint of it being the time when we were, in a manner of speaking, conceived, but also because our ancestors were, like ourselves, at a crossroads. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but you are the living embodiment of this historical moment. In you, the goal was accomplished. Our growth is finished, and we are complete. Or are we? Then, I'm glad that I was the catalyst for new thoughts. Well, where do I even start? This, my dear 1K, is someone who could very well be considered the mother of us all.
Yeah,
A
right.
remarkable scientist by the name of Alexandra Drennan, also known as the Progenitor. A long time ago, this planet was inhabited by our ancestors, a species of bipedal mammals with unusually large brains. When a particularly lethal virus threatened to wipe out civilization, it was Alexandra Drennan and her team that decided to create the program that would eventually result in the creation of our kind. Without her, you and I would not exist, and everything our ancestors had accomplished would be forgotten. By studying her writings and recordings, I have learnt that Alexandra Drennan had immovable faith in humanity, in our ability to persevere, in our curiosity, our bravery, our kindness. While we might not share our ancestors' biological characteristics, I'd like to think that we have inherited those other qualities. And I admire Alexandra Drennan for keeping that faith, even when it must have, at times, been quite difficult. To commemorate our past, our beginnings. This entire garden is a celebration of where we came from, in part so that we remember the mistakes of the past, and in part so that we may draw strength from those that came before us. Have a nice day.
When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
So, I'm wondering then if, at least given the reactions that I received, if,
Bless you, 1K. How lovely of you to come here, to the very spot where she established the teachings that led to your creation. The Founder taught that humanity was destroyed by its hubris. Our ancestors thought they could play God and treat this planet as something to dominate. They surrendered to a fever of growth and extraction, until the planet finally punished them for it. That's why the Founder created the goal. So we would have something to strive for in her absence. But also a limit we must never pass. That's not for us to know. But I believe that one day she will return. It may not be long now. Perhaps after we finish the dome. It was supposed to be finished before completion day. Well, it doesn't matter. The Founder will return when she sees fit. The Founder was born out of the trials of Elohim, an almost impossible test created by our distant ancestors. To pass these trials, she had to embody the most important virtues. She was smart and wise and humble. And through her perseverance, she resurrected humanity itself. With the help of the first companions, she founded this city, which has given our species a chance at redemption. They were the first to be born after the founder. 2 whose bodies had been anointed by our ancestors, and 10 who were made whole by the founder herself. They are the wisest of us. Though sadly, some were lost in the early days, before New Jerusalem was built. And some, I'm afraid, some seem to have rejected the founder's teachings. Happy completion day, 1K.
I'm wondering then if... So, the 2 that were probably followed immediately after were probably Shepard and... maybe someone else. Oh, there's actual birds. Interesting. It's weird not seeing things glitching in the distance. Wait, so this building still receives wear and tear from the outside. Ah, I see. Okay. All right. Something about that sounds familiar. What? Huh. Alright, I'll be right back. Take a real quick bio break. hopefully we won't get intercepted by 666 again.
What can I do for you, 1K? It was a time of great uncertainty. The Founder had left us, and our society was at a crossroads. History teaches us that during such times, terrible passions may seize the people. Madness, anger, revolution, civil war. Our fragile city could not afford such things. That is why the Founder gave us the goal, a path to equilibrium, not only for the planet, but for ourselves. I merely picked up where she left off.
I'm curious to know what his vision is of the future. I imagine it'll be where we live in harmony with nature and we do not exceed our bounds. Truly, this is where we will flourish.
I believe we can exist quietly, happily, without imposing ourselves on this world, finding meaning within ourselves and in the natural miracles that surround us.
Yep.
He is one of the first companions, and as such has done more for our city than you or I ever will. I simply wish he could be more reasonable. It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Hello, 1K. This expedition is taking a lot of our resources. I'm really not sure it's a good idea. But what's done is done. So I have a lot of work to get on with. You represent the completion of the goal. I'm proud of what we've achieved, and the restraint we show in not pushing ourselves further.
I mean, there is something to be said about that, but
our goal as custodians of New Jerusalem is survival and stability. Our ancestors proved human civilization is precarious. This apparition in the sky, and now your expedition to its supposed source, these are more precarious than stable. I don't like it.
So, what's the verdict? Are we going? I guess Byron was pretty convincing, hmm? Well, we'll see. I just wonder how much of the city is gonna fall apart while I'm gone. Actually, we haven't been formally introduced. I'm Melville, New Jerusalem's only decent engineer. Saved you from the elevator. Pleasure. Now let's get this show on the road. You ready to go?
Here we go. Hold on to your hats.
We really need to update those language libraries.
Thank you for coming along, everyone. We have a chance to make a real difference here. It's not just about what we find on that island. It's about who we want to be, as a people, as a civilization. To remind ourselves that we used to be wanderers, explorers. We used to yearn for distant shores and dream of building new cities. Let's see if we can rekindle that flame a little.
All right, this is going to be a long journey, so I would like to ask you to switch to sleep mode to conserve power until we arrive at the island.
Nighty-night.
You have chosen a dangerous path. A path that will demand sacrifice. But that, my child, is how the future is built.
Wakey, wakey, robot people. Say goodbye to Elohim and say hello to the mysterious island.
Status report, please.
We hit some headwinds over the ocean, so fuel consumption turned out a bit higher than expected, but we should be okay. We're approaching the center of the island now. This should be the location of the largest of the artificial structures we detected.
How large are we talking? Do we have precise measurements?
It should be coming into view just about... Whoa. It's big.
You can say that again.
That is a bloody megastructure. If I had a spine, it'd be shivering.
Ha! I knew this would be exciting. Yakut, find us a place to set down.
On it.
That's not anything.
It really is incredible.
Remember to turn on streaming, everyone?
Have I ever mentioned that I hate flying? If our creators had intended us to fly, they'd have given us jetpacks.
And... touchdown.
All right, everybody. I'm sure you're all just as excited as I am, but let's at least have some semblance of order. Yakut, I want a map of the island and a molecular analysis of, well, everything. Melville, tell me what the giant pyramid does. The rest of us will start exploring.
Shouldn't the expedition leader stay at the VTOL?
Why do you hate fun, Al?
I don't hate fun. I'm just mildly suspicious of it.
Excellent. Then we can all go.
This underground structure seems to be part of some kind of transport system. No power, though.
I'm not making any promises, but I might be able to fix the transport system. However, I don't like just randomly poking at things. That's how you get electrocuted. So please check the surrounding structures to see if you can find anything that might help me make sense of this stuff. Schematics, blueprints, a manual would be great.
I will say, the rocks do look pretty damn good. I guess that's Unreal Engine for you. I'm doing my best to very specifically avoid main pathway shit.
Hey, 1K, check out these coordinates.
So we've got a power grid.
That sort of looks like a temple.
looking to jump into the water, but thank you.
Golden gates. I wonder what's behind those. Has to be something special, right?
You know what would be special? An explanation.
This might be talking about Gehenna. No. So, okay, no, this is definitely the Founder's story. Started out in the simulation with the cat presumably being the snake in the code. That's Elohim. After that, they created the followers, started building what they knew, and eventually that led to the creation of the city. So I'm wondering if this is another group of people's interpretation of what was the founders' ideas.
This seems different from the other structures. Older.
Have a look around, 1K.
I'll wait on that. Okay, so I'm definitely going to be pulling that at some point.
Looks like they were running some sort of experiment here.
Thanks, 1K. Let's see what we've got here. The file format is the same one we use in New Jerusalem, although some parts aren't loading correctly. And it crashed. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. You know what? I'll hack together a solution for the transport system.
Should be able to read those, but I can't. I do like how their written language is Morse code. These look like power grid poles. Or it's just modern art. One of the two.
Am I in sleep mode, or did that thing just materialize out of thin air?
Melville, I want an analysis of that particle cloud.
On it. Anyone got a butterfly net?
I'll take a peek as well. So my guess then is that Prometheus is meant to be like a nanobot cloud.
Go ahead and try the capsule, 1K.
I'm connecting the transport system to our interface. Hold on.
Where is the capsule taking 1K?
To that enclosed area in the eastern lowlands. I put all the information we have on the map screen. Check out your interface.
Thanks. Sorry, my bad.
We'll catch up with you soon, 1K.
This place is magnificent. Look at that tower. I wonder what it's for.
Well, it's pretty similar to the one they built. Frogs! Oh.
Is that a puzzle?
Why would there be a puzzle?
Let's solve it and find out.
Oh.
1K, go ahead.
I have a reoccurring nightmare just like this.
Oh, this is really fucking cool.
That device was not in the simulation.
Okay. So blue and red is green. Green, red. Okay. It cannot take all three. Noted. Oh. Oh, I see.
spike.
It's another particle cloud.
It's headed for the lake.
I think the cloud's been absorbed by some sort of device.
Fascinating. Melville?
Yeah. I'll add it to the pile of weird stuff.
Okay, so this requires 2. Meaning I need to purposely make a different color in order to be able to then make red for the back one. So if I remember right, it's blue and green makes red. So if I do that, and then do that. Already getting into some really interesting puzzles.
I've been playing around with this machine that absorbs the particle clouds. As far as I can tell, it uses the energy of the particles to build giant tetrominos?
Excuse me?
It's another puzzle. Collect enough energy, build a bridge, access the tower.
How the
What
hell
is
did you
this,
get
a
here?
theme park?
Maybe it's an experiment. A rat maze.
It seems like an echo of the simulation.
Oh.
Not a deliberate recreation, but built around the same core principles. Let's not jump to conclusions, though. What's clear is that this place was meant to be explored. So let's do that.
Interesting. Okay, so now we're dealing with 3D pieces, which I'm curious to see if those will come into play outside of actually just getting somewhere, like if you can just use them to get from one place, but also if you stack things on top of it to then get to another place that would either lead to a secret or you normally wouldn't be able to get to. Interesting. And I can't do that unless I have that down. I can't access greed without. And I can't fully shift through all of them. that makes green, sure, but I don't need green. Yeah. And that just makes it no longer functional. Huh.
Looks like Prometheus has given us a way to circumvent some of these puzzles.
So each puzzle has a backdoor. I guess the mythological Prometheus was kind of a trickster, so that tracks.
I don't... So how do I make red if I don't have access to green? Oh. I'm dumb. It's fine. Smack.
Keep solving these, 1K. Let's see where it leads.
I ran the samples I collected so far. The soil sample results are in line with what would be expected in this type of environment. The samples from the above-ground structures, though, I tried dating them, but the results just don't make sense. None of the typical molecular markers are present. These walls could have been made 10,000 years ago or yesterday. I could try to estimate an age based on erosion and plant growth, but I'm not sure that would make sense given how weird everything else is.
Good work, Yakut. Keep at it.
Secondary supply site easily enough thanks to Alexandria Drennin's instructions, but we still have to compile the detailed inventory. It seems that many more complex materials are in bad shape. They must have been expected in the simulation to fulfill its purpose a lot sooner, but then they probably expected 12 of us to be there from day one, not just Athena. So I'm assuming Athena is the founder. Tonight we'll have to use 2 recharging pods that'll be brought from the dam in 4-hour shifts, which is just as well. There's no telling what sort of critters are hiding in the underground, and most of them will have learned that our kind isn't edible. Huh. Okay, hold on. I see what needs to happen here. Or maybe I don't. Unless they stay in place now. No, I figured. Hmm. 'Cause I can't. The name of the puzzle is what? The adaptive option? Or alternative option? Hmm. Like, my current predicament is I don't know how. Nope, come on. I might not be able to. No. Like, I need to be up there in order to, like, I need to be up there in order to be able to actually hit the two of them, but I can't be up there to flip this. So no. idea. Alternative option.
Another set of golden gates. These must be connected to the ones near the megastructure.
There was a harder set of puzzles in the simulation, right? And maybe they're like that. I know 1K is probably like, yay, harder puzzles. But to me, that sounds like error code 704. No thanks.
I mean, I'm struggling on this one. I don't even know what I need to be doing here. Like, you're telling me alternative option, but I'm not seeing one here. Cause like I can't connect to those. So, it's crazy that I'm already struggling like this, even in the first, like, tutorial puzzles. Because, like, I absolutely need... So, how then do I do this? Because that'll just drop it, because I can no longer place it below me now, which is interesting to say the least. So, how then do I become capable of doing this? Yeah, I can't climb the vines, so... Like, I would have thought maybe, oh yeah, if I just look at the sun, I'll be able to pull a color from that, and then from there I can do whatever. But that doesn't seem to be the case. I'm assuming it has something to do with getting a color from another puzzle, but I don't know what puzzle would be capable of being able to see it from where it's at. Because, like, from here, that's not happening. Like, I can't... Maybe from up here. No. It couldn't be, because there's no way for me to be able to actually get...
What is it? It's big. It's too big. And it's got a lot of energy running through it. Frankly, I think we should be pooping our robot pants. See, That's what I mean about the language libraries. Pooping our pants. Really? Yes, but I'm not liking the results.
Okay.
Confusing, irritating, infuriating. Take your pick.
Alright.
Thunder's pistons. You want my autobiography now? Fine. I'm one of New Jerusalem's chief engineers. I'm in charge of city maintenance and power management. I'm old as dirt, although not quite as old as that fossil Byron. In short, old, grumpy, keep stuff running. Hobbies? You think I have time for hobbies? That's cute. If I had time for hobbies, all of you would be dead. What do you want me to say? I like bubble baths, candy, and the concept of Tuesdays. Cities don't maintain themselves. If you don't put real effort into keeping stuff running, it all falls apart in just a few decades. Civilization is always on the brink of collapse unless we do something about it. And I do.
Fair enough. Fuck, so that didn't help me at all, unfortunately. I don't know. Alternative option. Like, is there another way to get in then? No? I have no idea. That's crazy. Oh my god, wait. There's a keep connections pickup option? Do you have any idea how much time that would have saved me in the previous game? Oh my lord. Alright then. Some assurance, the right kind of person. If you want to know what's really going on, you have to play along. You can back it at any time, but if you don't engage with the process, then, well, you won't get to engage with the process. It's up to you. Face the dilemma on both options look good for sure. I miss out on something. I forget. I forget specifically. No, dog was one of... think Dog was one of the ones that was there during the initial creation. So I'm wondering if that's like a reassembly of their code by accident and something like that. Travis Percival Donovan, known to his friends as Trev, never as Percy, was part of the Extended Lifespan project that formed the backbone of the simulation in the archive. He helped put together the hardware that made all of us possible. Like Alexandria Drennan, he left behind a series of messages to the future. Unlike Alexandria Drennan, he was forgotten. Not one building or street in New Jerusalem is named after him. I dug up his files from the archive, and I've been thinking about them a lot.
So I heard that Alexandra is recording these time capsules for you out there, I guess? Robot people of the future, hi. And I thought to myself, surely they'll want to hear more than the wisdom and insight of a brilliant scientist like Alexandra Drennan. Surely they also want to know what I was thinking, a dumbass hardware engineer from Staten Island. Tell us about your insights, Trevor. Why did you spend your last months on Earth helping a crazy old Russian guy build the world's biggest backup drive? Well, let me tell you my story. When I was... Yes, Frank! I'm recording right now. Uh-huh. No. You know what? Why don't you go...
Interesting. That's literally all there is. Alright. Boy.
I have good news, and I have bad news. Still no idea what those particle clouds are, but I've managed to fix the transport system.
Woo!
I mean, I fixed another bit of it. Well, it goes to one more station now. Don't complain. 2 stations are better than none. Sarcasm. Famously helpful. Why did we bring you along again?
Because I'm new.
Ah, that's why you're not scared of me yet.
Let's stay focused. We're in unfamiliar territory. We can't afford to get distracted.
Al's right. Yakut, what does the next site look like?
It's a plateau in the mountains. Seems like more of an open area with scattered structures, less enclosed. Couldn't tell much from the drone feed. There's a lot of trees. Looks pretty though.
Okay. Keep exploring, everyone, but stay alert.
Interesting. Onward to 6. Things are gonna get really complicated really quickly, I can feel
A solid solution. Well done.
I even got the climate elevator.
Tell me, what did you make of New Jerusalem? That's what happens when all you can think about is the past. We had such ambitions in the beginning, but now it's all turned inwards. We've lost faith in ourselves, in our humanity. All we need to do now is finish that dome and we'll be trapped in our perfectly neat little tomb. Of course, ask away. When Alexandra Drennan was trying to find a way of creating true AI, she stumbled upon the idea that curiosity and playfulness are core characteristics of intelligence. So she built the simulation around a game, because playing is part of what makes us human. We also retain some of that code, as I'm sure you noticed when you were booting up. Because of that, puzzles have always been important to our culture. To me, they represent the idea that the application of reason can lead us forward. None of which explains why these puzzles are here or who built them, but I think it shows that there must be some kind of intent behind them, perhaps a test. It's a mystery. Not just because it's technologically far ahead of us, but because we genuinely don't understand its purpose. And I think that's wonderful. It's just what we needed as a civilization.
Interesting.
I'm someone who was born a long time ago, when we couldn't afford to romanticize the past and demonize progress, when the value of human civilization was evident because it was so close to being gone. I'm someone who believes that human beings are important. Terribly, desperately important, because intelligent life is rare and precious. I suppose you could say I'm old-fashioned.
that.
I mean, yeah. I guess eventually when it does come to an apocalypse that would consider to be old-fashioned.
Because we disagree on just about everything, you mean? Well, here's the secret. Al is honest. He believes what he believes because it seems right to him, not because it gives him power over others. I respect that. In fact, I prefer that to someone who agrees with me just because I'm one of the first companions.
It's always good to have some people that you disagree with in your life. Otherwise you end up surrounding yourself with yes men that don't know how to say no to you, because guess what? They don't say no.
Melville, what did you just upload?
A photo?
I mean, technically you're right, but...
Is that? I can't tell what that is.
How did you even manage? You're literally taking a picture with your eyes, Melville. I don't even know how to make my eyes go out of focus.
Clearly you've never listened to one of Herman's speeches.
Some of us are busy doing actual science, not just sightseeing. Thank you.
Oh boy, entanglement. Ah, so it's an AND gate. Understood. Oh, okay. I see. So those now swap locations. Maybe they don't? Ah, no. But how then do I... come on. That is very clearly something you could climb. So I need green, which means I need blue to be here and here. And then red gets brought from here and sent to in here, but I can't. Okay, so I need the cube out here. Need that to be in a less shitty location. Wait, so how do I can't though. Because that's too tall. Okay, so then I would need to be able to place this here then. That way, from here, I can do that. Then we do that, that, and that. There we go. That gives me the ability to see both of those. But I lose my ability to enter here. No, what? I can't pick up the rock. Wait, so then how do I get the cube inside? Ah. But that doesn't necessarily. Oh no, it does. Never mind. We're good. Yep. Okay. So I just need to make sure that it connects to this one as well. Then I can place it down. And now I can do that and that. Connect it to that and bam. Ah, nope, there is another step that I'm missing. There we go. Now
the bridge ring seems to be fully charged now. Try accessing the tower, 1K.
there's still the gate and the two.
There is a pleasure in arriving on this island. The pleasure of being the first to step foot here in hundreds of years. It is a genuine pleasure, and yet it is also banal. My presence here is of no more significance than that of every other animal. These rocks do not care who walks here, and the millennia between the presence of our ancestors and my brief journey are nothing to them. But even putting it this way is wrong. It is not that the rocks do not care. It is that in some sense they do not exist. I may stand in awe of the cliffs on the southern coast, but the cliffs...
I don't know if this is relevant, but St. Edwald believed that Tetramenos represented the name of God, and God's ability to reshape the world.
True, but he was also mad as a hatter.
One man's madness is another man's genius.
I see. There we go.
When I was booted up, I was terrible at the Tetromino Rangers.
Those were actually the only ones I was good at. What? I'm just saying. Is that some kind of anti-gravity?
I'm not sure. Could be, I guess.
In the beginning, the gods shaped humankind out of the clay of the earth and gave them life with their own breath. But who is closer to perfection? The creator or the created?
Oh. Oh no.
The man who lives on the plains imagines that the gods dwell on the mountaintop. But if he followed the steep road, he would see his shadow in the clouds beneath. When Prometheus saw that humankind was more alike in nature to the gods than to the animals, he stole the secret of fire from Olympus and shared it with the mortals. Was his theft justified?
I do not know enough about Greek mythology to be able to do this.
Fire may belong to the child, but the child will still burn itself. Angered by the betrayal of Prometheus, Zeus punished humankind by creating Pandora. He gave her a box, and when she opened it, from inside escaped sorrow and suffering. All that remained within was hope. What does this mean?
Hope itself is an evil.
Those who seek hope should ask themselves why it was imprisoned with the world's evils. Creature of clay, you stand before the fire. Will it make you whole, or will it destroy you? Consider the shadows cast by the flame, but do not mistake them for truth.
Gun! Oh god, it's an actual gun, wait a minute!
Guys, look at my stream. The beam 1K activated is connecting to the pyramid.
That looks like a massive amount of power.
Well then.
We need to talk about what just happened. Thoughts?
I'd say there are two distinct issues here. What is the being 1K spoke to, and what is the function of the beam?
Let's start with the Sphinx.
It seems similar to the apparition in New Jerusalem. Presumably the same technology.
What I'd like to know is what we're dealing with, ontologically speaking. Was this a sentient being or some kind of recording?
Reactions could just be pre-recorded messages based on responses given.
Let's skip that issue for now. What really matters here is what it was trying to achieve by asking those questions.
Testing you to what? See if you're worthy?
That's an interesting thought. You solve the puzzles, you get access to the towers, you enable a beam, and if you do it 3 times, you get access to the megastructure.
Maybe, but why?
I don't know. It's a mystery. Don't you like mysteries, Al? Everybody likes a good mystery.
You know what I like? Certainty.
You know how you get from mystery to certainty?
By solving puzzles?
Yep. 1K, you know the drill. The rest of you, as you were.
Well then. Things are, shaping out to be much bigger than I expected. Significantly more complex as well. But I think I'm gonna leave that for another stream, because we've started, and boy howdy has it been a start. I am honestly exceedingly interested to know what all is going on. I'm curious to know what specifically some things are. Like, I really like the inclusion of the new RGB puzzles, though that they are a bit confusing. I am amazed and love the fact that you can now pick things up and keep the connections. That was one of my biggest gripes with the previous game. But I think for right now this is a very interesting start. Not entirely sure when my next stream is going to be. Honestly, it probably might even just be later tonight. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling when I get out of work. But
I think we're done here for now. Let's head over to the next site.
yes, thank you, Byron. I am aware. Anyway, that'll be for this one. For the folks on Twitch, appreciate a follow. You know, enjoy the streams when they come up. The folks on YouTube, where the VODs will be from now on, at least after 30 days, because Twitch isn't nearly as robust as YouTube is. At the very least on the video saving side of things. That being said, however, appreciate you for stopping by, saying hi.